I stayed disciplined throughout my camp. I was in tremendous shape. And T.O., he's a hell of a fighter, but
I can say a lot of things, still gonna be the wrong thing. Great guy, great fighter. We came out here, we went, we took everything, we put everything on.
A startling claim has sent ripples through the boxing community after Teofimo Lopez Jr. openly stated that he was compensated to take a loss, pulling back the curtain on realities fans rarely witness. His assertion throws serious doubt on the fairness of major bouts and raises uncomfortable questions about how outcomes may be influenced beyond the ring. At the same time, it highlights the harsh conditions fighters often face away from the spotlight, where their sacrifices contrast sharply with the financial gains enjoyed by promoters and broadcasters. The admission delivers a deeply disturbing look at the business side of the sport, leaving many unsettled by what it suggests about boxing's inner workings.
How do we do it? All these fighters are getting used. Everybody, like a Mandingo fight, like the Django and shit. This is a Mandingo fight that we do. We bust our ass, we get taking blood, we taking cuts, we taking everything. And what we get crumbs while these fucking people are sitting back, eating popcorn like, yeah, keep going, I'm making so much.
Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s comments sound charged with emotion, but they also raise eyebrows as he attempts to defend himself after saying he was paid to take a fall. Based on what unfolded in the fight, he clearly looked off pace, laboring and failing to perform, which makes the claim believable to some viewers. Others, however, are left debating whether it's a genuine disclosure or simply a way to explain a disappointing showing in a fight with everything on the line.
To the power that it be above, I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. has gone out of his way to stress that his son entered the fight in perfect condition, with no injuries or excuses to lean on. By doing so, he hints that the loss to Shakur Stevenson wasn't about ability or preparation, but influenced by something outside the ring, potentially financial. That implication quietly supports the controversial claim, while also reinforcing the idea that Stevenson outclassed an opponent who was fully ready and operating at full capacity.
That guy was a tough guy, really tough, and he put up a show. Like I said it before, there ain't nobody can beat my son when he's healthy. He was healthy tonight.
Oscar De La Hoya's response shows that Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s statements aren't being brushed off as reckless chatter, but are being treated as claims that could carry serious fallout. The mention of federal authorities being involved suddenly elevates the matter into something far more alarming and consequential. Supporters are now torn, wondering whether Lopez's flat showing against Shakur Stevenson was simply an off night or evidence that there's substance behind the accusations. With so many unanswered questions and high-profile reactions, the situation feels volatile and uncertain, leaving the boxing world watching closely and waiting for what might unfold next.
Oh, you have the FBI crawling up your ass? Good fucking luck. I mean, look, is there any young boxer who is crazy enough to fuck their careers by signing with your shit league?
Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s recent remarks are setting off alarms, especially as he casually references quick payouts and effortless rewards, echoing his earlier allegation about being compensated for a loss. When viewed together, his weak showing during the fight, his father's firm claim that he was in top condition, and his repeated emphasis on money create a pattern that feels questionable, fueling speculation that the bout may not have unfolded naturally.
To be honest though, I don't mind fighting him. That'll be easy money for me, and on top of that, it'll be easy game. Okay. He's chinny. It's just he hasn't. Top Rank knows how to build fighters. I'm sure. Look, I know that from my own point of view.
Oscar De La Hoya doesn't hold back as he sheds light on the troubling elements surrounding how the fight was arranged. Talk of a massive $400 million legal battle and possible federal scrutiny gives added credibility to Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s claim that money influenced the result. While Shakur Stevenson delivered a clean, technically brilliant performance, the Lopez side appears consumed by disputes, financial motives, and alleged interference, casting a shadow over an otherwise dominant showing.
We'll fight anybody in December. That's our night. We always win by big knockouts of the Heisman Award night. So, let it be. But we want Josh Taylor.
What were you happiest about what you saw in Junior this night, right here in this ring?
What was it?
Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s remarks seem to quietly reveal disorder away from the cameras, as he attempts to stand up for his son while glossing over behavior that raises concerns, subtly pointing toward questionable conditions surrounding the bout. When placed alongside Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s statement about being financially incentivized to lose, it suggests a team torn between protecting reputation and chasing money. At the same time, Shakur Stevenson's sharp, mistake-free execution inside the ring magnified every flaw, making the explanations coming from the Lopez side sound weak and increasingly doubtful.
What about doing bad things, you know what I'm saying? And all we do is represent, you know, against all lies.
Shakur Stevenson delivered a methodical and controlled showing, with each punch reflecting sharp technique, precise timing, and a deep understanding of the ring. However, Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s statement that he was financially incentivized to lose casts an uneasy shadow over what appeared to be a one-sided contest. Lopez clearly did not look physically sharp, and the ease with which Stevenson broke him down raises questions for some observers, making it difficult to dismiss the possibility that more was influencing the fight than what was visible inside the ropes.
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I hurt him a couple of times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top. I put on a great show tonight.
Terrence Crawford breaks down exactly what makes Shakur Stevenson such a dangerous matchup, emphasizing that his control and effectiveness inside the ring are undeniable. Still, Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s statement that he was paid to take a loss puts an uncomfortable cloud over the fight's narrative. It raises the possibility that financial interests or behind-the-scenes maneuvering may have played a role. Crawford's analysis of Stevenson's precision and timing supports the legitimacy of the victory, but Lopez's unusually passive approach and repeated errors don't line up with his typical style. That contrast keeps doubts alive, leaving fans torn between accepting it as a harsh lesson of elite-level boxing or suspecting that unseen forces may have influenced the final outcome.
There's a reason why certain fighters didn't want to take the chance to step in the ring with this fighter. He's great. A lot of people started saying, oh, he's a runner, he's this, he's that. Just to detour people from being excited to see him fight because he's not knocking people out and all that crazy stuff. But
Conor Benn's response reinforces just how overwhelming Shakur Stevenson looks once the bell rings, with every action reflecting control, sharpness, and total self-belief. However, Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s claim that he was financially persuaded to lose makes even such a convincing showing feel slightly uneasy. Stevenson's control appeared almost effortless, and Benn's reaction only emphasized how wide the gap in ability seemed. That contrast leads some to wonder whether the result was solely the product of Stevenson's excellence or if Lopez eased off due to factors unrelated to boxing itself. As those questions linger, fans are left to debate whether what they witnessed was a straightforward display of elite skill or a fight subtly shaped by the sport's business realities, allowing Shakur to dominate without resistance.
Conor, what was that about right there? What was Shakur saying to you in there?
If he wants it, he can get it next.
Right.
Ultimately, I ain't scared or worried about him.
Well, what did you think? What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, no, it was a great performance. He performed really well.
Clarissa Shields highlights just how commanding Shakur Stevenson was throughout the bout, with an 11-1 round advantage leaving no doubt about his skill. Still, Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s admission of being paid to lose casts a shadow over the narrative. Stevenson's precise, flawless performance showcases undeniable talent, but Lopez's almost total lack of resistance makes the contest feel unusually orchestrated. Questions arise. Was Lopez genuinely unready, or did outside influences shape the fight's rhythm? While Shields focuses solely on Stevenson's excellence, fans are left considering the possibility that the outcome was influenced behind the scenes, making the match both remarkable for its brilliance and controversial for the suspicions surrounding it.
Shakur won emphatically, 119, I think, to 109 with the scorecard, so basically like 11 rounds to 1. What did you think about the outcome and the fact that he was able to win so dominantly?
One, shout out to New York, the true Bruce Harrington, he's world champion now, I'm so proud of him. Been watching him fight the undercards and all this stuff forever, and to see him world champion, like, I was bawling, I was crying, yo. So shout out to him. He shine every time he come out. You see his story, see how much he done overcame everything. Now he get a 12th round knockout, looking good against Jermaine Ortiz.
Bruce Carrington points out just how smoothly Shakur Stevenson dominated Teofimo Lopez Jr., with each counter and defensive maneuver executed with striking precision, almost as if the challenge was minimal for a fight at this level. When paired with Lopez's later statement about being paid to lose, questions naturally arise about the authenticity of his effort. Was Stevenson simply operating at an elite level, Or did Lopez's unusual passivity and mistakes hint at something happening behind the scenes? The bout now exists in two overlapping narratives: Stevenson's undeniable mastery inside the ring and the lingering doubt over why his opponent seemed so unusually restrained in what should have been a fiercely contested matchup.
Shakur looked phenomenal, you know, dominant performance. Just so, what do you think about that?
Man, he made it easy. You know, I was saying, like, if Tio was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Tio, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. Like, that's not going to work, bro. That's not going to, you're not going to take up enough space to touch Shakur. And Shakur's reflexes just, and his countering was just keeping Tio at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him.
Daniel Jacobs acknowledges the clear skill gap between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez Jr., describing the bout as a masterclass while highlighting Stevenson's sharp jab and exceptional ring intelligence. However, Lopez's own statement about being paid to lose adds an uneasy layer to that assessment. While his lack of resistance could be chalked up to Stevenson's superiority, the surrounding circumstances make it feel like something deeper might have influenced the fight. Fans are left questioning whether Stevenson's dominance was entirely the result of his talent or if Lopez's muted effort exaggerated the outcome. The match thus stands as both a demonstration of elite boxing and a contentious event where performance and potential behind-the-scenes factors collide.
Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur. And I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer.
Daniel Jacobs points out that boxing demands both bravery and precise execution, qualities that Shakur Stevenson demonstrated flawlessly. Yet, Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s claim about being paid to lose casts a shadow over the performance. Was Lopez's subdued approach simply a response to Stevenson's skill, or was there unseen orchestration at play? Jacobs emphasizes that the outcome reflected a talent gap rather than a complete blowout, but the surrounding context makes Stevenson's dominance appear almost unnaturally clean. Fans are left admiring Shakur's mastery while simultaneously questioning whether Lopez's effort was genuine, adding a layer of intrigue and tension to an already remarkable bout.
Sometimes you just gotta grab your nuts and you just gotta put balls to the wall, unfortunately. But that's just what it is. And sometimes when you think you can keep up with a boxer that's superior to you, you want to try to go with the motion rather than going with what can potentially get you. Because boxing is, you can be losing every round and then the last round you get a lucky or a really confident shot that can knock somebody out. But he didn't try to me. Love the kid, talented kid. I mean, he kept his, kept his grit tonight, but it just wasn't enough. It was like I won't say a...
Teofimo Lopez Jr. insists he gave his all, but his performance tells a very different story. His punches lacked the usual speed and power, and his defense appeared uncharacteristically weak, matching the later shocking claim that he was paid to lose. This raises doubts about whether his effort was genuine or affected by outside factors. In contrast, Shakur Stevenson moved with control, precision, and authority, capitalizing on every opening with ease. The stark difference between Stevenson's flawless execution and Lopez's hesitant approach intensifies the suspicion. Fans can't ignore how effortlessly Shakur dominated from start to finish, leaving the question of whether it was pure brilliance or an opponent holding back. The mix of undeniable skill and surrounding controversy makes this win both remarkable and deeply contentious.
I can say a lot of things, still going to be the wrong thing. Great guy, great fighter. We came out here, we went, we took everything, we put everything on the line. They ain't have nothing.
Eddie Hearn highlights Shakur Stevenson's brilliance, calling it a masterclass in timing, movement, and precise punching. At the same time, Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s frustrated expression and visible fatigue fueled doubts. Was he simply outclassed, or did other factors shape his subdued performance? When paired with his later claim that he was paid to lose, the situation grows even more questionable. Stevenson appeared untouchable, controlling the fight's tempo and landing clean, effective shots with ease. Fans saw an elite-level display while also wondering about the authenticity of the contest. Hearn's praise confirmed Stevenson's extraordinary skill, Yet Lopez's unusual errors and lack of aggression make the outcome feel like a mix of top-tier talent and possible behind-the-scenes influence, a fight certain to spark debate for years to come.
To be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. Like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, like, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds, Shakur. Like, never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked like frustrated, just obviously busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
Edgar Baranga emphasizes how effortlessly Shakur Stevenson controlled the fight, praising his skill and composure throughout. Yet, Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s moments of hesitation and missed chances stood out as uncharacteristic for a fighter of his level. Coupled with his later claim that he was paid to lose, the bout takes on a troubling undertone. Stevenson's precision and command in the ring starkly contrast with Lopez's unusual sluggishness, making the contest feel unusually one-sided. While Edgar focuses on Stevenson's talent, fans can't ignore the surrounding controversy. Questions linger. Was this a true measure of Stevenson's ability, or did offering factors influence the outcome? The result leaves a lasting conversation, blending admiration for Shakur's performance with doubt about Lopez's effort.
Easy work. My brother Shakur spanked his ass 12 rounds like I told him he would. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my brother, man. He did his thing, man. What stood out the most with Shakur right now? Say it again? What stood out the most with Shakur? Huh? What stood out the most with Shakur tonight versus Teofimo? Wait, what you said? What stood out the most? Oh, Shakur. I already knew he was going to box his ass out. Like, he was going to box him out. Easy work. You know what I'm saying? Shakur's a special talent in the sport of boxing, man, and he's been like that since amateur.
The conclusion of this bout has sent shockwaves through the boxing community because Shakur Stevenson didn't simply come out on top. He controlled every round with pinpoint accuracy. His movement was flawless, and his jabs set the rhythm from beginning to end. Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez Jr. appeared unusually passive and hesitant, failing to land punches he normally executes and absorbing blows in ways that left fans questioning whether this was a genuine contest or if external forces were at play. With Lopez Jr. later revealing that he received money to lose, the situation grows even more complicated, turning what should have been a pure test of skill into a controversial event. Stevenson's mental toughness and tactical awareness were evident throughout, proving he isn't only physically superior but also the smarter fighter in the ring, making this triumph not just remarkable but historically notable. This clash has sparked intense discussion about ethics in boxing while solidifying Shakur as one of the sport's brightest rising stars. Do you stand behind Shakur Stevenson's unstoppable momentum, or does Lopez Jr.'s startling revelation change the way you see this fight? Share your perspective in the comments and join the conversation.
Backstage, but I'm just going crazy. Like, oh, he's beating him up. It's easy work. Like, he's beating Teo up. Like, it's not even a close fight. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just happy for him. I'm super happy. I think
Man, he called out Conor Ben. You guys both trying to maybe co-main and main event in the UK with all these UK guys?
Hey, man, how big this event was, bro. Like, when people talk about the real
Keshin Davis captures the stunned reaction behind the scenes, highlighting just how effortlessly Shakur Stevenson overpowered Teofimo Lopez Jr., though the atmosphere is clouded by Lopez's claim that he was paid to lose. His unusually passive approach and the ease with which he was defeated raise serious doubts about the legitimacy of his effort. Stevenson's accuracy, timing, and self-assurance appeared untouchable, yet Lopez's lackluster showing fuel speculation that external factors influenced the outcome. Fans are marveling at Stevenson's undeniable skill, but the circumstances surrounding the fight leave a lingering question over what really happened in the ring. The mix of sheer dominance and controversy transforms this victory into a landmark moment that inspires both awe and curiosity, keeping discussions and debates alive throughout the boxing community.